Hello, I'm back. I've been inactive for 10 days, and while I was inactive for 10 days, E3 had their conferences with all those developers, all our favorite people, and I'm joined by Shooter750. You may hear me call him Will. How you doing, Will?
I'm good. How are you, man?
I'm good. Will, you pretty much have every system except the Switch.
hmm
I only have a PlayStation, but that doesn't stop me from giving opinions, William. um, so I'm going to talk about one game that I know you're not, you know, I won't say the biggest fan of, but you've played it, you like it enough. But Uncharted: The Lost Legacy um, got its cinematic trailer at the Sony conference, which I thought Sony had the best conference, but we'll get into that later. Um, later this week on Tuesday, it's going to show the gameplay for it. So that is going to be a video that I'll make at that time. Also a multiplayer DLC. Uh, I don't know. I saw a little bit of the gameplay during the live interview, and it's got the Uncharted 4 feeling. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. I don't know if it's going to be too much like Uncharted 4 to the point that it's too familiar, or if it's a good thing. Because I mean, I don't know. I loved Uncharted 4. I loved the cinematics. I loved the gameplay for it. The only thing I didn't like about it was probably the motion blur and I think it was 30 frames per second if I'm correct. Other than that though, I mean the graphics are amazing. They still look on par of Uncharted 4, maybe even better. Um, Asav, we finally meet Asav, who I thought had some good dialogue, but at the same time, I don't know. I feel like he's a little generic. I mean, all the villains except all the villains are pretty much the same character of some rich person going after the same treasure as Nate. Some of them have different backstories than Nate, Rafe in particular. Um, but I don't know. We'll see if Asav is worthy to be in Uncharted, because as you know, the protagonists are familiar characters: Chloe from Uncharted 2 and 3, and Nadine from Uncharted 4. Um, Chloe's still sarcastic, which is good. I was a little scared at first. I thought that she was going to be a bit serious, and I'm hoping she's not. I just don't hope they go like The Last of Us on this, and they kind of stick with the humor of Uncharted 4, but also the seriousness, which would be good. Um, Nadine is still pissed, which is also good. Um, I don't know. Nadine also not one of my favorite characters. I'll be quite honest. Nadine kind of annoying. She kind of her way of doing things was just not um, I don't know what the word is. It, she she felt like she wasn't human. I don't know. She didn't feel like she had a heart, and I don't know if that's her character or not. But it seems like maybe they'll touch upon that in this. I feel like in Uncharted 4, Rafe was uh, kind of did things the clean way. He tried to buy the cross, and Nadine tried to steal it. But that's besides the point. Um, at the end of the cinematic trailer, I don't know if I saw this right, but Nadine and Chloe seemed to go at it at one point um, in a helicopter. I don't know if that's me just seeing things, but I'm pretty sure it's them fighting in a helicopter. I'm wondering if that's gonna be the final boss, not Sav, but Nadine herself. Whether or not um, they actually make up in the end, that's up to the writers, which I am going to say that the Uncharted story is usually the same thing every time, just maybe some small side story, like Uncharted 4 did. But besides that, it's usually the same story about just chasing after a bad guy who's going after the same treasure as you. But I don't know. I already pre-ordered it. Will, I don't know if you're gonna get it. I mean, I would suggest you playing the other four games campaigns before you play this. Either way, I right now I pre-ordered it back in May when it was first able to pre-order. I think it's worth it for any Uncharted fan to just buy it out of the blue. I think they'll deliver. The gameplay looks nice and smooth, so we will. Um, I will make a Let's Play in that definitely uh, later, August 22nd. Um, the next game that was brought up on the Sony conference, Will, was God of War. I don't know if you played God of War at all. Have you?
I've seen the gameplay of it. I've not played it though.
I haven't played it either. I'll be honest. But did you end up seeing the trailer for it?
I think I did. Yeah.
It looked good. Like visually, it looked great. Um, the story itself seems to be, now I don't know God of War at all, but it seems to be his son is with him
Hmm.
or something, and also like I don't know if the son's trying to be like him or if the son's not trying to be like him. I forget the trailer. It's been a couple days. Um, but I mean, the gameplay looks nice. I don't know if it's still gonna be the button mashing as it was with all the boss fights that I've heard of for God of War. Um, will I buy it? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm interested. Uh, if 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 the price is right, then sure, I'll buy it. I'm not a God of War fan, so it's not going to be on my list of priorities. Uh, but I don't know. I'm interested. I'm kind of wanting to play the other games, even though I probably can't. I don't know about you, Will. Would you buy it? Are you impressed by this game, William?
I don't know. I'm not really into like the God of War series, so.
Yeah. I don't know. The only thing that's turning me on with that game is how great it looks, and that's it.
Hmm.
And I'm into those graphics, even though I will not be buying a PS4 Pro or Xbox One X, which we'll get
Hmm.
into. Um, but yeah, God of War. I'm interested. You're not.
Yeah.
I gotta see if it's for fans or not, or if it's for everyone. But we'll see. I mean, the gameplay looks familiar to the God of War fans, so we'll find out. Next one, Shadow of the Colossus. Uh, okay, so it's a remaster of the PS2 game. I think they remastered it for PS3 when the PS3 was there. Um, my question is, they I saw an interview and the developer is saying that it's a remake because they're trying to get the uh, controls updated for like the time now, because I guess the controls were a little bit weird back then for it.
Hmm.
Um, I hear I've never played it, which I don't want to admit, but I've never played it. Apparently, it's one of the better games ever made, which is good. It's got a climbing aspect to it. It's got giant creatures in it, and that's definitely something I can look forward to for me buying the game. Will I buy the game? Probably, because I feel like I'm obligated to play it at one point in my life. I don't know if you saw the trailer, but um, Blue Point, I think, is redoing it. If I'm not mistaken, it was either Blue Point or something else. But if it is Blue Point, they did the Nathan Drake collection, and that looks phenomenal. Um,
Yeah.
so I'm interested. Oh my God, I'm I'm playing and talking at the same time. I almost died. Um, what are you thinking, Will? You thinking yes, no? Are you
I don't know. I
interested at
haven't seen the
all,
trailer
or
for that. I heard about it, but I'm not sure. I'm not really interested in it.
gotcha?
That's just me.
Now this is a game I know you're definitely looking into. Um, Days Gone.
Hmm.
That's the zombie game, and the giant zombie hordes going after you. Um, Did you see the gameplay like back, I think a year ago, right?
I don't think I did.
It
I'm
was
gonna
it
brush up on it real quick.
it was the one with a guy who attracts a huge like 300 zombie horde chasing after him, and he's trying to just get away from them the whole time, like breaking down barricades and stuff. Um, New gameplay came out. I'll be honest, I didn't see the whole thing. I'm not super interested in the game. They're
Mhm.
hyping this game up like it's something big, and I'm just not interested in it. I'll be honest though, Will, it seems like a game for you. Um,
Mhm.
it's open world. It's third person. Um, you can drive a bike in it. Apparently, they got some bike gameplay that just came out for it. Um, the combat looks fun, but it also looks repetitive,
Yeah.
which is a problem with games these days. A lot of repetitive gameplay, and I'm not interested in a zombie game that's going to be repetitive. Because you know me, I'm really just the zombie genre is dying for me. I used to be obsessed with it, but now I'm just I don't know. I'm turned off by the zombie games these days.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know though. I feel like you'd be interested in that. I feel like that's a game you were definitely gonna buy, Will.
Yeah, it looks really interesting. It just depends on like what they offer with the $60 price tag. If it's just like one big open world, like with one mode, or is it like, is there a multiplayer aspect to it, or something like that? You know?
Yeah, and I mean, it would be interesting if it was like, was it Dying Light? Was that the name of the game where it was like co-op open world first person shooter
Yes,
parkour
first person
zombies?
co-op. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like if it's like that and it has a single player story, then yeah, I think it's worth the $60. Um, it's just I don't think I can come to my senses to buy that game. It's just something's just not grabbing me. To like, nothing's
Mhm.
shouting at me saying buy this game. I don't know what it is. In the new gameplay for it, it shows off the bike, and the bike just looks super silly. I don't know. It looks really like not fun. It looks very linear at that point too. I think if I'm remembering it correctly. Um, I didn't see the full gameplay, so I don't really remember it too much. But it just didn't. I don't know. It didn't catch my eye. Even back then, the only thing I was impressed by was the big hordes of zombies that were after him. But that's
Mhm.
that's it. That's it. I wasn't really too interested in it. I don't know if you saw the gameplay right now or not, but
I did, yeah.
are you interested? If say there's no price right now, are you interested in it? Like, would
A
you
little bit, yeah. I'd have to do some more research. I wouldn't say like I would give my $60 over right now, but I would definitely
yeah,
be willing to look into it.
definitely. Um, but going on from that, I guess, a big game, huge game, got announced or at least shown at EA's conference. It was their big selling point this year. And I know you played the first game, Will. I played a little bit of
Mhm.
the first game. Uh, I actually was fine with the first game. I understood the negativity towards it. It's Star Wars Battlefront. Um, I understand the negativity towards it. I thought it was an okay game. I liked running between the AT-AT uh, um, legs as if I was like in the Star Wars universe. I was a fan of that. I thought
Mhm.
that the aerial battles, although I didn't find them fun, I thought they were cool enough to be fun. I don't know. It
Yeah.
all looked good. I mean, I understand like a lot of criticism. It's definitely true. But now with this second game being shown, uh, I'll be honest, I'm interested in this one. The first one, I
Mhm.
was not interested when I heard it was coming out. I was honestly just not intrigued by it. I thought they were gonna f it up, and every one of my friends, including you, I think were hyped for it. And then it came out,
Mhm.
and then everyone that was hyped for it didn't like it. And
Yeah.
and I was like, well, guess what? I wasn't hyped for it, and I was fine with it. Um, but yeah, I mean they're bringing back the prequels. I know, and you, out of all people, you're the big Clone Trooper fan,
Yeah, definitely.
and that'll definitely if I mean from what they're showing, it looks great.
Yeah.
Um, and also a big thing that people were not fond of the first one. Tell me if I'm wrong. Was the customizable characters?
Yeah, people did not like that at all.
What was do you have a certain thing that was wrong with it? Like what was the big thing about it?
Basically, you can like customize your face. Like that's it. You can only customize the head, and like the only like decent looking ones, which would be like normal stormtrooper helmets or something like that, would be unlocked at level 50, which is like the highest rank.
Right,
So it didn't give the player an incentive to try and rank up because it's just a norm. It's like even like a best looking head is just such a typical helmet that anyone would use in Star Wars.
right. And then
So it had no unique customization.
didn't like weren't like the highest level heads like Greedo and like what's that guy's name? Oh my god. No, uh, oh my god, I'm forgetting his name. It's Lando's co-pilot in Return of the Jedi. He's one of my favorite underrated, underused characters. Neen Nub. Um,
Yeah, he was. I think you unlock those at like level 30 or 40, but not 50.
but then they became DLC heroes
Yeah,
later on. So then people were even more pissed about it.
yeah,
um, but from what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing about this game is that this is going to be full on customizable. Maybe.
hmm
I mean, I saw people playing as red battle droids. I
yeah,
saw people like what I'm really excited for is if I'm allowed to customize my guy to look like Captain Rex. If I'm able to do that, I'm happy with the game.
yeah, definitely.
Um, I that's all I need. If I can make my guy look like Commander Cody or Bly, I'll be happy. Um, Another thing I was scared about with that game though, with the second one, the only characters that they really showed off that they were like in the first trailer, you can tell they were trying not to overdo the prequels.
hmm
They showed Maul and that was it. They're like, yeah, Maul and Yoda are here and that was it. They didn't show any clone troopers whatsoever. And then in this one they did, but you still feel like they're really running like they really don't want to put the prequels in this game. They're just like, yeah, put Maul and what's his name, Yoda in the game, and that'll be our prequel characters, and that's it. So I hope that
Yeah,
they're not.
it's kind of worrying me that there's just two heroes in the prequels.
Yeah, and I'm hoping they add more, but at the same time, I don't think they will. And who would
hmm
they add? I would add Ewan McGregor, Obi-Wan. I would
Obi-Wan,
add
yeah,
I would add Anakin, maybe, but I mean at the same time, I thought it was weird that they put Anakin in Battlefront 2, the old one, to be honest.
yeah,
Um, I don't know. It's just I hope that Naboo's not the only map either. Um, but Naboo looks gorgeous, but I'm hoping it's not the only map from the
yeah.
prequels.
What I heard was that it's not the only map. It's just the one that they could show off in the demos for PC.
Okay, that's good. It's just I don't
hmm
want it to be
Low on content.
a long content for the prequels because then I feel bad. Because
Yeah.
that was the big thing about Battlefront. I think it was 2006 or 2005. That's the big thing. It was that
Mhm.
people you can play in any era. Um it didn't like try to go through one fan base like, oh yeah, this is only for the sequels, like they tried to do before, and they're like, yeah, this is only for the sequels or for the original saga. Sorry, the original trilogy. This is not for the sequels or the prequels. But then you got to think like the sequels are coming out. The Force Awakens came out that year,
hmm
and they didn't do it.
Yeah.
So then it it ruined it a bit, I think, just a little bit. That especially with the Force Awakens, I could be like, okay, fine. There's no prequels coming out in this. They told us that beforehand, and I was fine with that. But then the sequels were coming out, and I think people were expecting it to be in there. But who knows? What I'm looking at my notes here. The heroes, they look like they balanced them more. It seems like that Han Solo isn't as overpowered. Boba Fett seems died down a little bit as well. The only character that looks like might have a problem is Maul, but he had that problem in the old Battlefront too. He just knocked players down all the time. Another thing that I'm very excited for is that it's going back to its roots, to Battlefront 2 roots, the old one.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like, oh, pick up the emblem to become a character. It's, oh, you're doing well? Okay, you get these amount of points, and if you get a lot of points, then you get to play as a higher level character or a hero or a ship. And I think that's great. I think that's the better way to do it.
Yeah, definitely.
Also, I don't know. Will this be? Will it be more fair? Like, a lot of the complaints for the first game was that they didn't. It was too easy for people to just like get into it, and it wasn't that skillful.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And what was the? Do you think you know the problem to that? Like, why was that? Was it that like you could just pick up stuff, or was there another reason?
Well, one thing that when the game launched, it was already broken. It was unbalanced. It was broken. So let me explain. I don't know if you know about this. So
Right.
Han Solo's pistol is in the
Yes.
game. It's the most powerful weapon.
Are you talking about Han Solo's hero weapon pistol, or the one that you can pre-order and you get
The
for
one that
any
you can
character?
pre-order.
Okay, yeah.
So it's the most powerful gun in the game. It's as accurate as a rifle, which makes no sense. And in order to get it, you have to become level 50, or you pay $10 for the deluxe edition of the game. And just so you know, it takes 2 shots to kill someone, whether it's a headshot or not.
Right,
So
I
it's
do remember it
obviously
being pretty overpowered.
Yeah, anyone can buy, you can pretty much get it, and you can just go on ridiculous kill streaks. Because there's this YouTuber who I used to watch. His name was like Delrith, who was from Angry Joe Show. I think you know him.
Right.
And he's an above average player, but he's not like super good. And he went on like a 90 kill streak with it and Boba Fett. So it's like the game was terribly unbalanced. Anyone who's decent with first person shooters can just go on a rampage.
Right.
So I think with 2, it looks like they made it like much more balanced, which is good.
Which I'm hoping is good with the battle points or whatever they're calling it.
Yeah.
Anything else to say about that game? Are you gonna buy it when it comes out, or are you gonna stay away from it until reviews?
I'm gonna buy it because it already fixes like the main issues with it for me. And one thing that's cool is that they just announced a new mechanic for the game where it pretty much supports squad play. So if you're in a game with like a bunch of friends, and if you're around them and you like work as a team together to take down enemies, you get more points.
Really?
Like like those points that get you better stuff in the game.
Right.
So like if you're just with so imagine like being like with a squad of clone troopers just destroying battle droids. You guys can like really work together and like dominate to win.
Interesting.
So I think that's pretty cool.
And what do you think about the single player?
Seems interesting. I like this. I think it's a sort of a spin-off. I think it takes place right after the Death Star blows up, right?
Yeah. Apparently, the Death Star 2. I think it's gonna bridge the gap between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing too about these games and books and and comic books. I feel like they're touching upon stuff that they could make into really good movies. And that's why I'm a little scared that they keep bringing up all these ideas. Like Rebels just came out, like the TV show just came out with Ben Kenobi versus Maul, and I kind of wish that was in the movie.
Yeah.
So whether or not it is in the movie, but that's, and I hope they make that movie. But it's just that I feel like they could have used these to, I don't know, for movies.
Yeah.
But yeah,
There's actually one thing. Here,
What's
go
up?
ahead.
No, you go.
What's actually one thing that really got me hyped, and this you may have noticed it in the trailer,
Right.
but I think that they are using the voice actor for the clone troopers from Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
No, it's D. Bradley Baker.
That hyped me up. Yeah, that hyped me up because I'm a huge Clone Wars fan,
and
like
so am I.
Animated series.
And I was gonna actually, this is for all my viewers, my 2 viewers. I was actually going to text you the day that it happened. I just thought that you wouldn't really care too much, but I was gonna be like, yo, battle or clone trooper voice from the Clone Wars is in it, because I can tell right away the first thing he said in the trailer, I think. Not clear, not that part, but another part,
Yeah.
and he says it in the show too, and I recognized it right away.
Yeah.
But yeah, D. Bradley Baker's in it. I think Matthew Wood is doing the voices of the battle droids as well.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem, from what I heard out of the gameplay, it doesn't seem like Daisy Ridley's playing Rey. Another weird thing is that it seems like they got the voice actor or they got the actor who played Jango Fett and all the clone troopers in the movies to play Boba, who he also did dubbing for Boba when they re-released Empire Strikes Back. But it seems like they got him to do Boba, but they got the other guy to do the clone troopers, which is really weird. But
yeah.
I'm definitely gonna buy the game. I don't know about you.
Same.
Will you buy the deluxe edition for this?
I have to see what you get for it, because
it doesn't seem like it has things that I want. It seems like they're giving away like Episode 8 skins for Kylo Ren and Rey, but that's it.
If it gave it like character skins or something like that, then yeah. Because I think there's no season pass coming out for this game, which is like a huge complaint with the first one. And because like you paid the extra money and
I think they're gonna be free.
Stuff.
I think they're gonna be free.
I hope if it's free, that's a huge selling point for the game.
Yeah, and I hope it is free. But I'm definitely interested in it, so I'm gonna be buying that for sure.
Yeah.
So the next game, which I'm actually the most interested in, is A Way Out, which I don't know if it's just for Sony or just for Microsoft or for everyone, but this is the co-op game I have been waiting for years. Because every time they say co-op is in the game, and I'm always excited for it when you're working with a player and you're doing even if you're just with a friend and you're doing co-op, it's fun. And you walk in a room, you shoot people. But this is the game I was looking forward to, where one guy can get into a cart and the other guy can push that cart and stealth their way through, or one guy does a distraction while the other guy doesn't, or they go their separate ways and then they do their own thing and their own goals. Like, you don't have the same goal, but you have your own goals. You come back together and you use those goals to complete the main goal. I've been waiting for a game like this forever, and I think the split screen idea of it is actually really, really good idea. I'm really excited for it. And I'm going to definitely be doing that soon. But, I mean, another thing about that also. Sorry, I got a little distracted. One thing I got that I have to bring up is there's more freedom to it. It seems like I don't know if it's open world, but
Yeah.
it seems open enough to the point where one character is in a cutscene and another character is not, but they can see that player in the cutscene. If you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, I just find that so cool. I think the graphics also are forgivable because they don't look that great.
They're not terrible, but they're pretty
No,
good. It gets the
yeah,
job done.
yeah, and I think it's because I was expecting more of Uncharted 4 or even
Mm-hmm.
Uncharted 3 or 2. um, which, you know, I don't think it needs that as long as the gameplay is good, which I can't wait to see more of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, I'm excited for it. It's probably the game that I'm the most excited for, besides another one which we'll get to. But I'm really excited for it.
Yeah.
I really hope they make more games like that. I hope these, because they did make that one game. I think it was called Brothers or A Tale of Two Brothers, something like that. And I don't
Yeah, I think I heard of
remember,
that.
I don't remember it too much. But I'm really excited for this game, and if they make more games to come, if this is a success, which I think it will be, unless it has bugs, but I really hope it doesn't. But if it has, if this is a success, I mean, we're going back to split screen days, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And they said it's not only split screen, but if you want the full experience, split screen is the way to go, and I'm excited for that. I'm a big split screen guy.
Yeah.
I grew up with the N64 in my house. I grew up with a PlayStation 2 in my house. You know? Like, I'm excited for a game with split screen where it encourages it.
Mm-hmm.
You just saw the gameplay. What are you thinking? I'm definitely buying this no matter what. What about you? Are you into it? Or are you gonna wait?
I'm definitely into it. It looks like it's like if you get like it's like if you and me played it or something like that. Like that'd
Yeah,
be freaking sick. Like
eh,
that's what makes it. That's like the big selling point for me.
yeah, and
Is
I'm
like playing
excited
it with a
to,
friend is what makes it sick.
and I'm excited to play split screen like let's plays for it. I feel like those would be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm definitely gonna be making one. Either whoever's free, you, Mike, both. I don't care. I'm doing it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's on my list. That's definitely the game I will be definitely buying no matter what. Uh, from E3. Um, and I'm definitely excited for it. That's a game that I will be buying. I'm hoping. I don't remember if they had a price for it.
Yeah, I don't see one.
Yeah. So whether or not they do, we'll see. I'm hoping it's not 60. That'd be a bit much, I think. But
It would have to have a lot of content.
yeah, we don't know how long the game is, but
Yeah.
you know, I'm hoping it's not more than 60, or at least I don't. I hope it's not more than 40. Um, but yeah, that's a way out, and I'm excited for that. I think the characters also it's kind of got that Uncharted relationship feel to it too, which I'm excited for. Um, Next game on my list, I don't know if you saw this either, the gameplay for Assassin's Creed Origins.
I saw that. Yeah.
Um, I'm a big Assassin's Creed fan, or at least I
Mm-hmm.
was. I'm split on this. I'm really split on this. Um, the one thing I noticed is the gameplay doesn't seem smooth. It seemed kind
Yeah,
of
it
choppy
really
to me.
doesn't.
Like when he was pulling the guy down from the ledge, it seemed like
Mm-hmm.
they got that from like Uncharted 2 or Assassin's Creed 2.
Yeah.
And Assassin's Creed 2 is great, but it was great because
For the
it
time.
came. Well, no, it was great. It's great even now, but it came. You can forgive it because it came out back in what was it, 2009.
Mm-hmm.
So like it can be forgiven. But now that it's 2017, I don't know. I don't know if it will affect the gameplay for me. It just seemed a bit choppy to me. Um, Another thing that definitely came out of it, it seemed more unrealistic than ever. he's
Yeah.
scaling that wall like there's no hand grips on it. Now, obviously, like Uncharted and Assassin's Creed have like these guys' finger strength are incredible. They can hang there for days, but this guy was hanging off a ledge and then jumping up like a 6-foot ledge. Like it
This
just
was a
kind of
little unrealistic.
yeah, and it took me out of it.
Mm.
I don't know. I'm just not. No, I'm all for games that are unrealistic, but it just doesn't seem Assassin's Creed anymore. And I feel like that's the thing that's been happening with those games. I feel like it's been getting less and less Assassin's Creed. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, that could just be me. I mean, Syndicate, I loved. Syndicate was actually a great game. Unity had bugs, and I heard the story wasn't that great either. I didn't play through it. But I heard it had bugs, and I heard the story wasn't that great either. So I heard it was. I think it's the worst Assassin's Creed that came out.
I had it, and I regret buying it because they have all the bugs. Because I bought it on launch day, I think, alongside what was it, MCC,
Yeah,
and the bugs and everything, just like the crashes, just took me out of it.
and the two selling points for that game, there were two. One was the co-op experience, which again was actually going towards the way I wanted co-op to be, where like you can go your own route if you want to. Now during launch, I don't think it was what I thought it was going to be, but still I was excited for it. But again, the second thing was that it was the big crowds that you can hide in during the French Revolution, which excited me. But again, it must have bugged it out or something because it really didn't work well. And Origins seems like it may go this route where I really just don't feel like buying it. The only thing that I'm excited for is the story. Apparently, it's by its name. I mean, Origins. It's going to be the origin of the assassin group, maybe even the Templar group. I'll give it props for the horseback riding. It looked good. Two things that got me. One thing that split me, and one thing I didn't like. The thing that split me was the eagle. Is that eagle vision now? Or
I
is
guess
that
so, yeah.
Or is that just a different thing?
It seems like it's an eagle vision and it's a tool to get stuff.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'm into that or not. I mean, I'm not. It's not like a thing where I'm like, okay, it's taken away from the game or not. First of all, how do you talk to an eagle? Second of all, second of all, I don't know. And also, how does the eagle tell you where the things are? No, but besides that though, like I just I don't know. It just doesn't seem like something. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to take away from it or if it's going to make it better. We'll see when that comes out.
It's something you have to wait for the reviews for in order to like, make the purchase.
Yeah. The big thing that I didn't like though was the heat-seeking arrow at the end of the gameplay. What was that? What was
like
that?
Call of Duty shit or
Honestly,
something.
it was like Guardians of the Galaxy, like the whistle arrow. Like what was that?
Yeah.
Like I'm just what? That took it away from me. That's something that turned me off. Like what is that? I'm not excited for that. I like sure it'll be cool to use. It's just how do you explain? Yeah, he can do heat-seeking arrows. I don't know. It could just be me. I'm definitely like if I play that game, I'll probably be doing that a lot. I'll probably be like, yeah, heat-seeking arrow because it'll look cool. But besides that, I don't know.
Yeah.
And this is coming from an old-time Assassin's Creed fan. I played the first one when it came out. And you know, Brotherhood's my favorite one. Syndicate's great. And I loved Black Flag, even though it wasn't Assassin. That's another thing. Black Flag, it could be a Black Flag where it's just not an Assassin's Creed game, but it's a great game. It's a pirate
Yeah.
game, but it's fun. But who knows? We'll see. The character seems to have a lot of character to him, also, which is good. He's talking like Nathan Drake would talk to himself, which could be a good thing. Um, but we'll see. Next game on my list here is the second game I'm most excited for. We're getting into Nintendo now, Will.
Mm-hmm.
I saved your favorite stuff for last because I don't like you. No, I'm just kidding. No, but Nintendo announced two Metroid games. One of which is Metroid Prime 4. And that game, oh my god. It was just a title. It was just a title of the game, Metroid Prime 4, and I'm already excited for it. I don't need to see gameplay for it. I am buying that game if I have a Switch. That's another thing. I don't have a Switch yet. I don't think you do either.
No.
And what's the problem with that? They don't have any in stock? Like I'm confused. I know you know a lot about that, but because you've been trying to get one.
I know a lot about it. I've been trying to get one, and I don't really want to go on to Amazon or eBay and spend, $100 or $200 more than the actual price. But what I know is that they're not making enough to meet demand.
Right.
And if, like, for example, and I was, because I think this console, when did it come out? Like March?
March, yeah.
It came out, and so it was the Switch. There are three bundles of the Switch: the neon colors, the gray ones, and
the red and blue.
A bundle with Zelda.
Oh, Zelda.
Yeah, that's the neon, I think. Yeah, and it was briefly in stock on Best Buy. 5 minutes later, they all sold out. And
really?
Because I saw it was a tweet. I clicked on the link. It said in stock. I clicked add to cart, and it says this item is no longer available on all three. And then I refreshed the page, and it was all gone.
The thing is, I've only had hands-on with a Switch twice. One of which was at the Nintendo store in New York, and the second time was actually my friend was able to get one. Now he's a big Nintendo fan. I'm a big Nintendo fan, but I just didn't have the money for it, or the patience to buy it. But I don't know. It just seems like a hassle to just get a Switch. Also, I just don't have the money on me right now because if there's two games that'll get me hyped for the Switch, it's Zelda and Metroid Prime 4. Those are games that are going to make me buy the Switch, and they know exactly what fans want to buy the Switch. And another thing that the Switch needs, that my friend was complaining about, because he really wants it, is that it doesn't have Virtual Console yet.
It doesn't have VR support?
Like not virtual reality, Virtual Console, which is their way of saying, like, oh, play our old games on here.
Oh, backwards compatibility.
Yeah, but actually you just download it off the Switch.
Yeah, that's something I wish they had, because was so frustrating about the Switch is that, Twilight Princess HD came out for the Wii U, and then literally less than a year later, a new console's out. So it's like, if I could buy a Switch and play Breath of the Wild and Twilight Princess, I would go on eBay or Amazon and buy the Switch for $400, $500, because then it'd be like really worth it.
And the thing about that too is that, like, they've had it for the Wii, they've had it for the Wii U, but this is the only system that they haven't launched with it yet.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I think they announced something recently about it, that they were gonna bring it back or something.
What, Twilight Princess?
No, the Virtual Console in general.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I'd be excited if they did. It'd be a loss if they didn't.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, Zelda is definitely something that and Zelda and Metroid Prime 4 are games that I will buy for that console.
Yeah, definitely.
And that was something that I would get the console for. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And it was just a title, but the hype is so real for it, man. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to buy. Oh my god. Like, that's something that like all fans wanted to hear, even though I don't even know if they were like expecting to hear it.
Yeah, just came out of nowhere.
Yeah. The other one is another Metroid game that's coming for the 3DS, which is Return of Samus, which I think is going to be a remaster. I think that's what it is. Of the, I think it was either NES or SNES, but it's a remaster of it. It looks simple enough and fun enough to buy. Now I know the old NES games and SNES games are hard, so maybe that's not the case. I don't know if they're going to, because with the remasters that they do, that goes for Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time. They kind of hinted it, like gave you more hints than they usually did for the remasters. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I'm excited either way. I'll buy that one because I have a 3DS on me, and I'm not going to expect more than $40 for it or less. So we'll see. But yeah, I'll buy. I'm gonna buy both if I could. Next game on my list of games, Will, is Mario Odyssey.
Yeah.
Did you see anything about this? Did you watch the gameplay for it?
I didn't see the gameplay, but all I know is that it's a crossover from Mario and the Rabbit game, whatever it is.
Oh no, that's another game itself.
Oh, that's a different game? Oh,
It
what's
is.
Mario Odyssey then?
So Mario Odyssey is going to be like the new Super Mario game, like the 3D Mario game, like Mario Galaxy kind of.
Oh, okay.
And Mario 64. It's going to be the same like system, like mechanics and stuff like that, I would imagine. I don't know. It's the thing about it, I find the plot funny. The plot is apparently Bowser kidnaps Peach again, but this time he's getting married to her in the city, in like real life. Like there's real people in the game.
Oh, now I remember what this game is. It's like it's like a real life Mario. Yeah. I'm actually really interested in that game.
And I'm really excited for the plot because I see Bowser and Mario and Peach all in like tuxes and dresses, and I find that really funny. And that's the type of comedy that you need in the Mario games now. That's something that's really turning me on for the game. Just the plot of it, of just the wedding. The big thing is the hat. And the new costumes you wear. There's like a safari costume and like mariachi band costume or something like that. I don't know what this game's gonna be like. It looks open world. It doesn't look open world. I don't know. It's interesting though. I'm interested. I will buy that game. If I had a Switch. Why is Mario in the real world? That's another question.
What's interesting to me about the game is it's a spin because it's like it's open world, and I don't think
we think it's open world,
and it's unreal, and it's real life like that. Like Mario has never been in. If I'm correct, Mario I think has ever been in a real life area.
And
he's always been in like a world, a Mario world.
Yeah, and it's funny because apparently you can take over people's bodies too, which is weird. My question is, will it be as better than Mario Galaxy 2? I don't think so.
Was Mario? I remember playing the first Galaxy, but I didn't play the sixth.
Oh,
the second one.
Second is one on my top 10 game list of all time.
Really?
Oh yeah, it is one of my favorites. I think it's better than Mario 64.
Really?
To some degrees, yeah. I mean, it's on my top 10 game list, and Mario 64 isn't. That's probably because I played Mario 64 late in the game. I didn't play it when I was a kid,
Yeah.
or at least as much, because I did play it a little bit. But I think it was a far better game. And is this game going to beat it? Who knows? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I've got no idea. Will it be as good? Usually these games are. The big 3D Mario games usually are. But we'll see. I'll be reviewing that and seeing if I'll buy that if I ever have a Switch.
Yeah.
The game, Will, that you were talking about before, the Rabbids Mario game.
Yeah.
Apparently it looks fun.
Is it? I don't know a whole lot about it. Isn't it
I
like
don't either.
like a shooting game? Because I saw like cannons as for arms or something like that, like a Mega Man thing. I have no idea.
I don't know if you sneezed, bless you, but I think that you're like sucking up the Rabbids into some cannons or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I hope it's goofy enough, like the Mario characters are goofy enough, because the Rabbids are like, oh, Jesus Christ. Um, but Yoshi's in it, and I'm a Yoshi fan. That's my selling point. I really just didn't see enough of it. But yeah, I mean, I'll review it. I'm not super hyped about it. But we'll see. I didn't really want to put too much time into that. I thought it was fun and simple. That's all I really had to say about it. And also that it looked really dumb in a good way. Another one is the Yoshi Untitled game. It looked like a Woolly World sequel. If I'm correct, Woolly World is actually a solid game. That's all it tried to add a mechanic that Nintendo's been doing for a while, which is the flip the world so you see the other side of it sort of deal. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying about that. Like it's it's a 2D platformer, but then you flip the world so then you see the other side of the 2D.
Side.
Yeah, and I think they did that with Donkey Kong Country Returns, which was cool. But this is nothing new. But it doesn't look bad. But again, I'm scared of repetition. Which we'll see. But I don't know. Kirby's game. Kirby got an Untitled game. Kind of looks like a simple Kirby game that they've been releasing for years now. Where it's just, you suck in characters to steal their powers. You can combine the powers maybe. Looks like there's four-player co-op. Again, I don't want to put too much time into that because it wasn't really a game that I was interested in. It looks fun and simple. It looks familiar, but it's nothing new to the series, I don't think.